in total, 19,600 units are being launched.
Wow.
And in the most recent launch, right, 34,000 applicants actually applied for 8,500 units. Yeah. Yes. And the strongest demand actually came from singles, which made up about 1/3 of the total number. So
Wow.
this translates to about 10,477 singles balloting for 1,902 units. Hi everyone, welcome to Takeaway with Avenue 88, where we share insights from the real estate industry. I'm Chantel.
I'm Benny.
I'm Jackie.
And I'm Jason.
We are coming to the end of the year and it's time to do a roundup of the year. Today, we summarize the key things that have happened in Singapore real estate. And before we start, remember to like and subscribe if you find our content helpful for you. Benny, perhaps you can get the ball rolling by sharing about the rental market.
Okay, sure. To kick things off, to start off with the rental market. So median rent prices for non-landed homes actually picked up steadily during the 2020 to 2022 COVID period. It actually moves upwards from its previous lows of around $2,800 to $3,000 per month in 2019. The rental market continues to pick up and peaks at around $4,550 per month in Q3 back in 2023. The start of 2024 actually saw the rental market for non-landed homes stagnating and falling to around $4,200 per month. We all know that during COVID and the lockdowns we had, there were many construction delays for BUC projects, HDB BTOs, and homeowners facing renovation issues like lack of manpower, shortages of materials, and slower production. All these actually resulted with many expiring homeowners or even like current homeowners themselves turning to rental units to rent while waiting for the completions of their new homes.
Yeah, indeed. I recall that besides homeowners, there are also people who need to rent spaces, right, to work out of their home. This also increased like the demand for rental properties as well.
You remember the story? There was this tenant staying in a Sentosa condo. The swimming pool was locked down, right? He went to pay money to go and rent the
Just to
landed
rent
next
the
door just to use the
Oh
swimming
yeah,
Just to
and
use
I
the
recall it's
facility.
not like a small sum that he paid.
Yeah, so that probably also pushed up all the rental prices
Yeah.
also.
So as the COVID measures ease progressively later on, there's suddenly a spike in supply of newly completed homes in the private segment as well as HDBs towards the last quarter of 2023, leading to 2024, when developers actually rushed towards completion. So this in turn resulted in much of the earlier demands easing because of supply increases. And in 2024, it's not just the drop in prices we are seeing for rentals. We also saw a significant drop in volumes for 2024. According to flash reports from SRX, the number of condos rented in September 2024 was around 6,172 units, which actually represented a decline of about 17% from the previous month in August, which registered about 7,456 units.
Actually, on the ground, even like, I don't know about yourself, like what I hear from my colleagues, like more tenants are exercising diplomatic clauses, moving out of Singapore.
Yes.
So that could also explain the decline.
Yes, because during COVID period, they are unable to fly to go back home. So after all these measures are eased, they actually have the opportunity to head back home and seize their employment here in Singapore. So in a short summary, to round out 2024, rental market has kind of cooled off beginning of the year. I think many of us realtors, we also get to experience on the ground slower movements, getting lesser and probably lower offers than before. So also a slightly longer and higher rate of vacancies for some of the units that we are actually marketing. I also feel most landlords are also willing to negotiate on the prices compared to previous years, with much lower offers being agreed on just to fill out the vacancies. However, I feel that the number of foreign expatriates, workers and students coming into Singapore are still on a steady rise, and this should continue moving forward come next year in 2025.
Actually, even I read news that employment market is going to pick up in 2025. So we probably see the tenants coming back, the influx of tenants coming back into Singapore.
Yeah, indeed. Even like in the viewings that I have recently, I do see like a number of expats, right, that they are newly in Singapore looking for places. Yeah, so maybe it will be a better year for rental markets in 2025.
True.
So next, let me share about the HDB market. The year of 2024 is an exciting time for HDB. So here are some of the notable developments in 2024. Firstly, in August, there are two measures introduced by HDB. First is the home loan value. loan to
Mouthful.
value. It's a mouthful, yeah. Okay. So, but basically, it's the amount that you can loan based on your home value.
LTV.
That's right.
Loan
Yes,
to value,
that's
loan
right.
to value.
So, this amount is actually reduced, right, from 80% to 75%. And this is intended to be a cooling measure to help buyers be more financially prudent when making their purchases. And the next measure is like a flip kind of a measure.
Right.
So on the other hand, right, to help lower income Singaporeans combat the rising prices, the maximum CPF grant is increased from 40,000 to 60,000 for singles and 80,000 to 120,000, right, for families.
Wow. So actually, this will definitely help the HDB buyers to have a bigger budget.
Yeah, exactly. So let's look at how, like, if the measures are effective lah. So now we look at the numbers for resale market. As of the third quarter of 2024, the overall HDB resale market grew by 2.7%, which is slightly more than previous quarter, with about 2.3%. But this is actually significantly lower, right, than the tight supply period, where quarterly growth can be in the range of 3.4%. Yeah. So besides a slight increase in price, the total number of transactions has also increased to about 20% more than last year.
Wow.
So
Wow, that's a
just
big
to give you a sense of numbers, right? Just on based on quarter 3, there are about 8,000 cases completed.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Good
I
number.
think yeah. So I think this growth, right, is probably due to more condo downgraders who has fulfilled their 15 months cooling period coming into the market. So that's why on top of the existing demand from first-time home buyers and the existing HDB buyers moving across different segments, right, these downgraders actually also add on to the demand for HDB resale. Yeah. And the next trend is actually the growth of $1 million HDBs, yeah, which is like a very exciting topic for this year.
Definitely.
Yeah. So this trend is indeed very bullish, I would say. So as of 18 September 2024, there are 710 units of $1 million HDB that's being sold. And this is actually almost twice the number of the entire year of last year, which is about 470 units.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and interesting to note, right, these HDB $1 million transactions are not just exclusive to central areas. So even in non-central areas like Yishun, Woodlands, Bukit Panjang, and Sengkang, also registered $1 million resale HDB transactions.
Wow.
Yeah. And of course, the most popular area to see this $1 million transaction is actually the Kallang and Whampoa area. In total, about 110 units.
Wow,
That's a lot.
Yes. So I believe, right, this trend is probably due to more newly MOP HDB in the Boon Keng area, and also there is a good number of mansionette in Boon Keng, right, which may be attractive for those looking for larger size homes near city centre.
And also
Actually,
the and also the Bidadari area.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
very MOP.
definitely.
Yes, exactly.
When Chantel mentioned about Kallang, the first thing is that Kallang is really city fringe. It's just so convenient. So people are probably willing to pay 1 million just to be very close to city itself.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when the private condos there could be easily from 2 million onwards for the 3 bedrooms, right? Some people maybe might find that paying
Yeah.
1 million for like a 4-room flat might meet their needs as
So
well.
I think definitely more millionaires in Singapore next time. Right?
Wow. Yes. Yes. So next up is the BTO. So for BTOs, right, HDB actually introduced a new framework this year. So in terms of the new framework, it actually classifies HDB under the standard, plus, and prime. So this is actually good news for singles, because previously singles can only apply for BTO in non-mature areas. But with this framework, singles can actually apply across all locations.
Yes. So actually in our previous episode, we have done the differences of the standard, plus, and prime location. So we will stick this link in our description below.
Yep. So in total, there are 3 launches of BTOs, right, in the year of 2024. And in total, 19,600 units are being launched.
Wow.
And in the most recent launch, right, 34,000 applicants actually applied for 8,500 units. Yeah. Yes. And the strongest demand actually came from singles, which made up about 1/3 of the total number. So
Wow.
this translates to about 10,477 singles balloting for 1,902 units.
Wow,
Wow.
the numbers really show that this is overly subscribed.
Yes.
Super overly
Yes,
Super oversubscribed.
exactly. A very tough competition. So speaking of being oversubscribed, right, the most popular launch is Central Trail at Ang Mo Kio, which attract 3,034 3,345 application for 422 units.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So in terms of the more undersubscribed project, we have Taman Jurong, which received the lowest application rate at 0.9 time. And in terms of numbers, right, this is translated to 1,607 applicants applying for 1,844 units.
But that's still like 90% subscribed.
And it's already undersubscribed.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but I think the good thing for people applying for Taman Jurong is that you probably have a chance of choosing the unit that you want.
Oh, the facing that you want. Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. So to wrap up my portion on HDB, I like to also highlight the new white flat pilot project in Kallang Whampoa.
But what is white flag? What does it mean?
Okay, so white flats are actually a new concept by HDB that they have an open plan with no walls, no beams. So this new design initiative actually gives potential of future HDB owners, especially the first batch in Kallang Whampoa, a lot of free play to renovate and to design their homes much to their own preference without having the need to break down anything.
Is it something like the industrial feel, the look?
Yeah,
kind?
so you can
Open
do
concept,
almost
Open
any kind of
concept.
design
Open
you want,
concept,
yeah.
doesn't have to be industrial.
true,
It can
true,
be
true.
wabi-sabi open concept.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, correct. All those popular ones. these days. And also recently, HDB has been announcing and working towards shorter completion timeline for their upcoming projects.
True
Yes.
lah. I mean, lesser walls to build, so
Yeah.
should be a lesser production. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. So I think these white flat projects, right, they are a great initiative because as living space become more compact, I'm a strong believer in flexible spaces that can be reconfigured from time to time to meet changing needs.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Okay, so next I will touch on the resale condo and also the landed property. So first of all, actually in 2024, there isn't a lot of big news for the resale market.
No
lah.
news could be good news.
Yeah, true. Okay, so let's go to the notable resale transaction. Okay, so for CCR region, can you all guess which one has the highest quantum?
Orchard.
Nasim area.
Yeah.
Nasim
Orchard.
area.
Sim.
Okay, true lah. Okay, so CCR, of course, then Orchard lah. So coming first in place, actually is Cascaden Reserve at 14.1 million. And the unit size is 3,007 plus square feet. Lah. So although on the record it says resale, but actually we all know that this one is a relaunch by the
Still
developer.
sold by developer.
Yeah, but in UIA terms, it's still considered resale. Okay, next, number 2, also in Orchard. And then that's a Hilltops standing at 13 million. So Hilltops is the one that is on right at the top of King Hill.
Like, really on top of a hill.
Yeah, really on top of a hill, exactly. And then the last one actually is the Evergreen Orchard. Can you all call?
Amor Park.
Amor Park.
Yeah, correct lah. Yeah. So actually the Evergreen, that one is really
Evergreen is Amor Park. For
So
sure.
close to it's 12.9 million, and then the size is a standard 285 square feet. But the PSF, so actually for very old resale condo, right, you still get like 4,400 over PSF. That's quite impressive, I feel. Yeah. And then next we go to the RCR region. So which region do you all think? RCR, like which part of RCR?
East Coast.
Okay, like East Coast. Close, one of the top 3. Okay, so standing at the first place is Reflections at Keppel Bay. Okay, also a coast, but not the east side.
Still near to the sea.
Yeah, and then this one actually is higher than the CCR one at 13.66 million.
Wow.
Okay, but the size is very big. It's almost a size. No, it's like a landed house already. 5,500 over square feet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Must be the
Landed
super
built-in.
penthouse.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then coming in second place is the neighbor Chorus at Keppel Bay at 8.7 million, about 2,000 plus square feet or so. And then third one is the east side. It's a freehold condo called Alto. Okay, also full sea view at 6.15 million. Okay,
So
so
I realized all the RCR is really sea by the sea, man.
yeah, so I guess people really willing to pay a bit
For the
more
view.
for the view.
Intangible view.
Yeah, for the view, exactly. Then come to the last one, which is the OCR region. So do you all know OCR? Where? Which part of
Punggol?
OCR? Okay, so I feel looking at the result, I think partly it's because these are the newly like TOP projects of the last 5 years. Yeah, TOP less than 5 years. So coming in the third place is the West project, the Tri-Link.
Clementi.
Clementi.
So the Westie out there, your property, worth quite a bit. Okay, so for this Tri-Link, the size is also quite insane. It's 4,006 square feet and that's sold at 4.58 million.
Wow.
Yeah, really like the price of a landed house already. Yeah. Okay, but one thing we tried in, we know that this one comes with the void space.
Yeah,
There
like
should be
a
some
airspace.
Yes, before the harmonization scheme. Yeah. Okay, then second place is Seaside Residence.
East Coast.
Yeah. So also, although D15, but then this one is under OCR.
Yeah, lor.
At the edge.
Age. Yeah. Also at a whooping 4.22 million. So quite impressive. Yeah. And then the third one, back to the west side, is Park Clementes at 3.51 million.
Just beside Charlie.
Yeah, so actually all the newer projects that just got TOP, usually it can be sold. That's why we always say like newly TOP ones, that the price will be at the highest. Yeah, this is what we meant. Okay, then next. So after talking about price, let's talk about the volume.
Yeah. So actually, what contributes to high transaction volume?
Okay, personally, I think like it's those that like you have cleared your SSD and then newly TOP ones. So usually that is where the seller, they will want to reap their profit. Yeah. So coming in the CCR, but CCR is not the newly TOP ones. So okay, I think because CCR there's no newly TOP projects.
Correct.
Okay, so for CCR is Diligent at 64 units.
Wow.
The Sale is coming in at second place at 49, and then Icon at 29 units. So all these,
These projects are the usual evergreen projects. Usually always have constant transactions.
Yes, because I also observed like Diligent and the Sale, right? They have like more than 1,000 units. So I think it's
The
like,
numbers
by
are big,
probability, you do get more volumes.
Yeah, that's right. So next is actually the RCR region. We have Sterling Residences at 91 transactions.
Wow.
Some condo don't even have 91 units.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Then so coming in second place is Park Esta at 90 units, 90 transactions.
Just one unit difference.
Yeah, just one unit different.
But Star, I think, benefited because they bought it pre-COVID. So actually
Yes.
they bought it at lower price. Then
Yeah.
COVID actually pushed up the price. So probably a lot of owners unlock their equity to go and
Yeah.
buy Champa Emerald.
Most owners actually they already
Maybe,
Oh, yeah, Trump
maybe
might
they,
be okay lah. Maybe you're okay.
contributed a lot to
Yeah.
EOK.
Yeah, maybe you're okay. And then the third one is a very, very just recently TOP one is Penrose at 83 units.
Seems
Wow.
area, yeah.
Yeah, seems around Sims area.
The newer ones, less than 5 years old.
Okay, OCR. I think this one quite easy to guess. Can you guess? OCR. Big project.
Must be a mega
Quite
project
new
lah.
one. Where?
Treasure at Tampines.
Yeah. Okay, so that
Was
one
waiting for
actually
someone
come.
to
Yeah, waiting for someone to say that.
Actually, it's actually one of my favorite OCR project recently.
Definitely.
Like I bring quite a number of buyers to view.
How big is the project?
2,000.
2,000
over.
over. Yeah.
Yeah, which means you have very
2,000
low
over.
maintenance fee.
Yes, that's right. So transacted 244 units just for the year of 2024.
Wow.
That's quite siao. Then number 2 is at Seoul Acres.
Hey, so because
Oh,
it's
Choa Chu
it's
Kang.
a Choa Chu Kang is a EC.
EC.
EC done private. Yeah.
So okay, so of course actually for EC is is a different cycle. So after MOP, that is where the period whereby all the seller wants to sell cash out. So we have Seoul Acres at 152 units, and then coming in third place is Florence Residences at 145 units.
Another
Also
mega
newly
project.
TOP.
Also mega project.
And
Yeah.
newly DOP also.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so then we move on to the landed category. So can you guess the highest quantum transacted for landed? If you all can recall.
It must be
Give me a
GCB.
number.
100 million.
100 million. Okay, very good guess. Okay, so it's close to 100 million. Transacted at 93.9 million. Okay, 94 mil lah. Okay, right?
It's crazy.
Xiao Darling Hill area. Yeah. So it's like includes the earning of my grandfather, my father, and myself lah to make this 100 mil. I don't know whether can make or not.
Maybe gotta include your kids.
Yeah, including my kids, 4th generation maybe can. Okay, so actually not just the quantum, we must look at the PSF also. So at the PSF, transacted at 6197 PSF.
Wow.
6,002, that means like
6,000
62
PSF.
PSF.
That's a lot for GCB.
Yeah.
Considering the land
Exactly.
is so big. Wow.
Exactly. So and then I mean a lot of condos these days we don't even hit 6,000 PSF. Yeah.
But I guess because GCB follows a different trajectory,
Yep.
so
Oh,
they
yes,
are
yes.
like
It's a
more
unique
like
product,
art pieces.
Yeah. Collectible items.
Collectible items. Yeah.
Yeah, so at 6.2 PSF, I can only afford a toilet. Okay, so some other news, right? So like from third quarter onwards of 2024, we have other significant GCB transactions. So actually will be at the Belmont Road at 73 mil and followed by 58 mil respectively. Yeah, so actually all above 50 million. So we have a lot of rich people in Singapore,
Wow.
for sure.
Okay, now it comes to me. So I'll be talking about the new launches for 2024. And there's a reason why I'm wearing red today, because red represents excitement, but it also means danger. So why am I saying that? Is because as of the date of this shoot, right, there are already 7,410 new launches sold this year,
Wow.
which is way a lot more than the 6,300 units sold in the first 11 months of 2023.
Wow.
Wow.
That means there's a 1,000 more units sold in 2024 as compared to 2023. So this is a sign. I don't know whether any measures will be coming up. So
Cooling
that's why
measures.
it means danger. But also this is due to the FOMO effect, which I'll explain later on. Because interestingly, most of the launches right around in 2024 are those areas where there's a lot of pent-up demand. So buyers are all like sitting on the fence just waiting to grab something. So December we will not expect any launches because due to school holidays, festive season. So we expect that it will slow down then. So let's dive into the highlights of launches in 2024 and my personal take on why it happened in this way and the trend. So in early year March, we had our Lentor Mansion, which sold 75% at 2269 PSF. So Lentor Mansion was the first project in Singapore to actually have the URA harmonization.
Yep.
So it was more about smaller sizes. However, in the same month of Lentora, right, they only sold 22%, which is very big difference at almost similar PSF. So my take, it was a game of affordability, where it's no longer about PSF, but it's more about quantum friendly. That's why Lentor Mansion actually did much better than Lentora.
Totally agree.
Yeah. Then, as what Jackie mentioned before, in the same month, Cascaden Reserve came to the market because of the ABSD deadline extension. So they actually moved, they slashed prices almost 20% off. That's very cheap, 20% off condo prices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they sold 45 units out of 79 units with prices on 2823 PSF. So just to share, before the relaunch, right, only 12 units were sold and at 3625 PSF. So for the 12 owners who bought back then, wow.
Yeah. Well, I don't know the 12 owners who bought at 3,600. I personally know of buyers who bought with the 20% discount.
Yeah.
So congrats to the buyer who bought 20% discount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a long game. It's a long game.
It's a
You can
long game.
hold it longer. Hold it longer.
Yeah.
So you see, if buyers, there are already buyers out there waiting for durian to drop one, and this kind is really a big fat durian that get 20% discount at the Orchard
Yes,
area. project.
once a while. And actually Cascaden Reserve looks like a very unique project. Like
It
it's
is.
like an artwork. So
It
it's
is,
really
it is.
something different. Yeah.
So after 1 month later, that was in April. So the residences at W Sentosa also moved 65 units in 1 week, and it's averaged at 1780 PSF. Some units were even sold as low as 1650 PSF. So this was the big talk of the town, as nobody would have expected that I can buy into Sentosa at such a low PSF.
Yeah. So I mean, if you really follow the news, moving forward, the new EC prices is around the 1,006 plus PSF range.
same PSF can buy Sentosa.
That's quite crazy. Yep.
Okay, then moving on, in July, Sora moved only 23% at 2160 PSF, which in my opinion is not exactly great. But a little bit of history, because Lake Garden Residences did 23% too at a similar PSF, and both are not walking distance to MRT. So this could mean that consumers value probably more location rather than a lake view, because back then, if you all can remember, Jayden at the same locality, Jurong area, did 88% on launch date at a higher PSF at 2451. So consumers are, in this market, consumers are really willing to pay for a better location as compared to something intangible like a sea view or a lake view. Okay, then new launches actually shrank to the lowest for the month of August in 17 years. So 2024 Ghost month was really a very quiet month. I think a lot of agents went for holidays also. Buyers also went for holidays.
Then why are we still here?
No. So then, of course, in October, it got hyped up again with Mayor Blue. So Mayor Blue did more than 50% at 3260 PSF.
Wow.
So 3260 PSF in District 15 is really considered very high. So I guess buyers out there really appreciate the value proposition of a freehold sea view in District 15 in Mayor Road itself. So it goes very strong. Then in the same month, Norwood Grand back up in Woodlands did about 84% at 2067 PSF.
Wow.
So it hyped up the market because Woodlands haven't had a launch for very long. So there was this pent-up demand and attractive quantums with one bidders under 1 million.
Yeah, indeed. I think it's very rare in the market to find under 1 million kind of new launches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have seen like other one bedroom now transacting at 1.4 million,
1.4,
asking
yeah.
1.4 million plus.
For one bedrooms.
Yeah.
And now we come to the exciting month of November with the once-in-a-lifetime 6 launches in the month.
Wow.
So we start with Chuan Park. So Chuan Park moved 696 units out of 916 units, which is about 76% at 2479 PSF.
Yeah.
So once again, it was the pent-up demand that spurred the sales there because similarly, there were no launches there for a period of time. Emerald Katong, wow, crazy. 99% at 2621 PSF with 11 units left unsold on the launch date out of its total 846 units.
Yes, and in fact, during VVIP preview time, already 47% was
Yeah,
already.
before the actual launch.
Already
That
nearly
is
50%.
already half of it already. Yeah.
So record-wise, right, Emerald Katong holds the record for the most number of units sold in a day, beating J Gateway's 738 units sold in June 2013, and obviously it became the top-selling project in 2024.
Yep.
So there are a few factors contributing to this phenomenon in Emerald Katong. So firstly, of course, it's the attractive quantums that started there because they were the harmonization projects. To higher PSF, lower quantums. There was also this spillover buyers from buyers who couldn't get units at Chuan Park. And of course, VVIP preview doing 47% is very impressive. And I heard on the ground a lot of agents actually bought Emerald Katong doing VVIP itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So actually, I think it's really a spill over effect, right? So starting from Norwood Grand spill over to Chuan Park and then to EOK. Yeah. That's why the sales actually become so good.
And moving on, we had Collective at One Sophia that did just 9.5% at 2750 PSF. But we can't blame them because we actually found out that they were rushed to launch the project. So they just kind of want to get a bit of sales and they will be relaunching in January 2025.
Yeah, but that's saying so, right? It is still the best-selling project in the CCR in 2024.
Yup.
So I guess
Okay.
buyers were attracted to the quantum of 1.14 million for a studio unit in Prime District 9.
No?
Wow.
Yeah,
Good price.
so exactly. And you're
Attractive
talking about
price.
like the near Orchard area. Yeah, we also personally know of a colleague who actually also bought one
Yup.
unit there.
Yeah.
So in terms of stats, right? So there were in November 2,557 units were sold just in the month of November. But of course, this is just purely coincidental because all these 6 developers that launched in November just wanted a piece of the pie. I guess because they want to ensure that the buyer they had wanted to buy their project rather than a competitor project. And this phenomenon also spurred the market. So I won't be surprised that you have an agent telling a buyer, hey, Mr. Buyer, you either buy this or that out of these 6. So this really create a very FOMO effect for this.
Yeah, because I think all the developers are rushing to sell before the school holidays, which is usually the lull period.
And this FOMO effect, which I mentioned just now, is actually like buyers who actually couldn't buy anything during the first part of the year, during the mid part. So during the November launches, everyone just rushed to go and buy. And there was this spillover effect where buyers who couldn't get the units at Emerald Katong actually went to the nearby triangle projects, Tembusu Grand, Continuum, and Grand Diamond, and the sales were actually did well and
Yep.
benefited from this spillover
Yep.
effect. So our analysts have shared that the number of launches will pick up in the first quarter of 2025 because we have exciting launches coming up. We have the Ori, we have Magnus House. So check out our podcast review on these 2 projects, which is going to be up soon. And developers
No,
are
by the launch of this video, it's already launched already.
Right.
You would have already watched the 2
Yeah.
reviews.
Social media
But we'll share the
stuff.
link again.
And interestingly, developers, right, are estimated to sell between 7,000 to 8,000 units in 2025.
Wow.
Which once again is going to be an exciting year of new launches for 2025.
Great numbers.
Exactly.
2024 is indeed an eventful year where we see rental prices moderating, more HDB options made available, more options in the new launch market, and a consolidating resale market. If you find our summary helpful, do give us a like or share it with someone. And in our next podcast, we actually will share what to look out for in 2025.
Cool.
So if you'd like to
Nice.
find out more, do subscribe and look out for it. Until next time, goodbye.
Bye.